This ain't no game, this that CSZ game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. Another show spread fake news. We just call it podcast. West, Joey, Sam, Shawn, Dalton. And you know that boy hit you. He said he wants small fries. Tell him they better make him big. Yeah, you already know what we be on.
You got Jordy. There he goes. This place is gone.
If we set it instead of the stone, sit in the seat, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal sports zone.
Straight steal of home. The slide. The Cards win.
The magic is working tonight. How do you know when things are
The emotional journey to the championship.
What is up, everybody? We are coming to you live from the Rally House Studios. This is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. They said 9-3 and that they were going to the playoff, and they got beat by South Carolina yesterday.
That was hilarious.
They were going to the playoffs, though. I'm sorry. I'm your host, Jeremy Wyman, co-host for today, for today's show. Huh?
The Gamecocks usually did what Cocks usually do to kitties.
Them cocks beat them kitties up. Shawn.
TT.
What tell you?
Kitties, not kitties. We are the Rated PG Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Wyman, here with first Louisville football and women's basketball beat writer, who's slightly off camera, but we'll get him taken care of. There he is the one and only Sam Baisden.
What up? What up?
Next to him is, if he was in the NFL draft, he would definitely be
Mr. Irrelevant.
No, he'd be the one right after him, the one that doesn't get picked.
UFDA number one.
Yeah.
Listen, I thought of this early.
UFA, I'm sorry.
I thought of this early. And if we seem a little distracted, we've got a football game on the big screen, so we're watching that while we're doing the show. It's our guy Shawn Barber.
What's up?
Next, he needs little to no introduction. He is the largest man on earth that is younger than me, allegedly. The little big brother, Joe Wyman.
What's up, everybody?
And the man that has the keys to victory, the keys to employment, and hopefully the keys to a water cooler. It's our man, Wes Keys.
What's going on?
Hey, nothing much. Let's see what we got. We've already got some. The Mossy Oak chat line is already going on. Let's see who's going. Oh, Andrew, man, I'll tell you. Look, we'll bring that up here in a second. Don't forget the Mossy Oak chat line is open if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or however. Send us your questions on social. Check on the graphic to see how you can follow the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast on social media and how you can help support us monetarily. Hit that thumbs up button while you're here on YouTube. Make sure you're watching on YouTube if you can. It will help us out more. And shout out to our fine sponsors: Fitness Market, Four Pays, Collision Course Crew Tailgaters, Cherry Pick and Shoot 360, Mossy Oak, Rally House, Planet Fitness. We're coming to you from the Rally House Studios again, by the way. Andrew Mudd says, let's go. I need to give Farley a hard time. He was going to come visit the other day, but he missed his flight. I will give him a hard time. I'm going to see him here. He is coming to the crib here in about 2 hours. I will give him a hard time. Louisville Charlie says, happy 2-0 Sunday. Happy Sunday. And Dennis, what's up? Dennis, I'm going to mess up the name. Wigan asks, what's up, Big Joe?
What's up, Dennis? Dennis Wegness.
Wegness. I messed the name up.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
And Garrett Hoover. Garrett, what are we – listen. I know you're already thinking about what you're doing, Garrett, of the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters. What do you have? What kind of special food do you got for the Georgia Tech tailgate? I have to assume it's something honey-based since bees make honey. I would love to hear what you got going on. Crap. So let's get it started. Cards win 49-14 yesterday. As always, I'll go ahead and give my observations and key things I saw. 19th straight opening drive without allowing a score. First in FBS. Quincy Riley got his interception. Shawn called that on the pre-show. I called 349. I called 350 yards passes by Shuck. He screwed me by a yard.
I thought on the very first play of the game I was going to get mine.
Yeah, they almost returned that.
Isaac.
There was a crazy review overturn in that first quarter. Found out Scott Steiner's kid played for Jacksonville State, so he's probably roided up. I also found out that Jacksonville State is in Alabama, not Florida. Had no idea about that. Antonio Watts turned somebody inside out in the first quarter. In the second quarter, after 2 touchdowns by Kiwan and Chaney, Jacksonville State scores a quick touchdown to open up the second quarter. They said Shuck was on the Van Wilder plan. Little known fact, Jack Plummer is actually Tyler Shuck's grandson. I don't know if any of y'all knew that, but he's actually no. They were making fun of how old Shuck was, which I didn't realize. I knew he'd been in college football for 17. Like the last time the college football game was made, he was a freshman, I think. But I knew he was there for a while, but I didn't realize he was that old.
I think he's been there since Hodge Turner.
Him and Alex Sanders both. My Lord. All jokes aside, we get down the field pretty quick. Makes it 21-7 with the Louisville lead. Third different running back at that point to score. Jacksonville returns pretty easily. Rips the field goal. Ripa, their kicker. Ripa's the field goal wide left. Seems like it was initiated early that Russian attack was going to be the theme of the first half. Dwayne Martin becomes the 4th different running back to score. 28-7 Cards. Can't stop the running quarterback. 28-14 at that point. Cards going to the half up 28-14 after a 60-yard missed field goal by an eyelash. Lackluster defensive showing. Offense was on fire. Second half defense tightens up, forces a 3-and-out on the first drive of the second half. Cards responded with a scoring drive that's full of nifty dink and dunks before the 48-yard touchdown throw to Bell. 35-14 Cards, another 3-and-out. Multiple 3-and-outs in the second half. I think we started out with 3 or 4 straight 3-and-outs. But the second 3-and-out shows the defense listened to the halftime pep talk. Cards go down the field at will, but sputter in the red zone. Brock misses his second field goal of the game. Jacksonville State ball, but it leads to another 3-and-out. Cards hustling on defense. Their quarterback runs all over us on the ensuing drive. Concerning, breaks the 3-and-out streak then. We force a punt to open up the fourth quarter. The Cards start at their own 4. A 50-yard bomb to Katarius Hicks puts Shuck over the 300-yard mark. The drive ends with a touchdown. Shuck to Redmond, 42-14. Back to the 3-and-out. Cards adjust without showing too much in the second half. It's garbage time, and then at that point, Duke Watson becomes the 5th different running back to score a touchdown. Cards win 49-14. I'm calling this right now. Petway and Huff, we want you at Louisville next year. Hopefully they're in the portal, comes to the Ville. I still want to reserve my thoughts for a few more games. I still think we held back a lot on both sides. I'm going to read the notes, the game notes that we got. 5 different players rushed for a touchdown. The first time Louisville has done that versus an FBS opponent since 5 players ran for touchdowns versus Temple in 2006. As I mentioned earlier, Louisville extended the streak of holding opponents scoreless on their first possession to 20 games. They said on TV 19, but we'll go with Rocco. He wouldn't lie. Louisville holds its opponents scoreless in the first quarter for the 14th time in its last 17 games. Louisville amasses 610 yards of total offense, its second highest total under Jeff Brom. The Cards reach 500 yards of total offense in back-to-back games for the first time since October 2nd through the 9th versus Wake Forest and Virginia in 2021. Louisville nets a 320-yard margin in total offense, reaching that feat in back-to-back games for the first time since September 23rd and 30th, 2017 versus Kent State and Murray State. Louisville scores 7 touchdowns in back-to-back games for the first time since doing so in each of the first 4 games of the 2016 season. Louisville improves to 53-22 versus Conference USA teams, including a 9-game winning streak in 24 out of the last 25. Louisville quarterbacks complete passes to 12 different receivers. They complete a 96-yard touchdown drive, which was its longest drive since a 96-yard drive versus Boston College in 2019. That Boston College game scares the crap out of me now, even more so than it did before. Braun becomes the first Louisville coach to start 2-0 in his first 2 seasons since Bobby Petrino did it from 2003 to 2006, and then 2014-2015 when he came back the second time. Louisville scores at least 30 points for the 8th time in 9 home games under Braun and improves to 12-4 at Louisville and 78-48 overall. Key player notes: Tyler Shuck was 21 of 33 for 349 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. I believe I got this right. We still have not committed a turnover this season. I know it's just 2 games. We almost did, and it got overturned yesterday. But
yeah, it was one of those Isaiah Likely toe taps on the side.
Yeah,
right before halftime.
Yeah, so kept that streak going. He is Shuck is one of only 4 quarterbacks in program history to start his Louisville career with 57 pass attempts before his first interception. Can anybody want to take a guess on who the other 3 are?
Chris Redmond.
Incorrect. Shawn? Fun little game.
Brian Brown?
Incorrect. Sam?
Browning Nagel.
No.
David Gone.
Incorrect.
Eric Watts?
No.
Stephon LaForce.
No.
Teddy Bridgewater.
78.
No,
Teddy threw a first pick.
Yeah, his first game. Yeah.
Kyle Bolin.
No.
No.
Will Gardner.
So he's got 57. He's got 57. Shuck's got 57 passes without a pick. Coming in next, Will Gardner, 68. Johnny Unitas, 78. And Mike Watkins with 83.
God, Mike Watkins.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is.
That's called a callback. You don't know who that is? He was Chris Redmond's backup.
Never heard of it. Never.
He single-handedly won the Army game for us a couple
What year
years.
was this?
He threw for like 500 and something yards that game.
98, 97, 99, somewhere in there.
90. It was
No,
99.
before that, he was Redmond's backup.
It was 99. Redmond was 95, 96, 97, 98, 99.
He graduated the same year you did, didn't he? From high school?
No,
Oh,
he graduated in
I thought-
95.
Oh, I thought Redmond graduated the same year you did.
No, we were in the same recruiting class, but no, we did not graduate high school the same year. But anyway, this is the 6th 300-yard passing game of his career, and he completed touchdown passes of 48 and 51 yards. Mo Turner led Louisville rushers 60 yards and a touchdown on 12 carries. Keywan Brown rushed for 51 yards. Let's see, anything of note. Brown is one of only 3 Louisville players in the past 70 years to rush for a touchdown in his first 3 games, joining Tyon Evans and Calvin Prince in 2022 and 1976. Watson is one of only 3 freshmen in the past 94 years to rush for a touchdown in Louisville's first 2 games of a season, joining Tom Lucia in 1947 and Lamar Jackson in 2015. A lot of these are just stats. Dwayne Martin is the first Louisville tight end to rush for a touchdown since Ken McKay ran for a 3-yard score versus Memphis in 89. I thought he was a fullback. Well, he played when he scored his touchdown yesterday. He was at the fullback position, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Joey. Joking. I asked
Wouldn't have been a question for me. No way.
Well, you said that he scores a bunch for you on NCAA football.
At fullback?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
They've got him listed as tight end on here. He's a fullback. Ramon Purrier played in his 54th
Oh,
game.
he is a tight end. I put him at fullback.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's like an H-back. He can play a bunch of different positions.
So Quincy Riley had his 7th career interception. Ramon Purrier played in his 54th game, which is 9th most on the Louisville career list. Let's see. Anything else? Stanquan Clark led Louisville defenders with 9 tackles. Okay, we got through all the notey note stuff real quick. Read the notes. Sam, what did you like about yesterday? What stood out to you the most?
What I like about yesterday was the defense in the second half. I knew the first half would give them a little bit of problems because it's Rich Rodriguez and he likes to play an up-tempo, fast-style defense, things like that. I mean, offense. What I love about it was Louisville was caught off guard because Huff didn't play in the first game that they had. And they didn't run the ball as much. So it was sort of, okay, what's going on here? It was something that they probably didn't plan too much for. So in the second half, they went back, made some adjustments and slowed it down They didn't stop it; they just slowed it down. So it shows to me that not only the players can make adjustments, but the coaches can make those adjustments, and the players can execute it.
So really quick, only because I heard this said during the Huff did play in the first game. He was 7 of 14 for 175 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks.
That's the quarterback.
Yeah.
They didn't say that he did
5 rushes for 11 yards.
That's what it was. 5 rushes. My fault.
They didn't rush him as much.
Yeah, 5 rushes. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure before the y'all are wrong.
Yeah.
But going back to like
That's
with
what
Rodriguez, he probably all right. Let's test it out against Louisville's defense, and obviously it was working.
Yeah.
So,
But back
broke
because I think they played 2 quarterbacks in the first game, but they didn't rush him as much. That's what it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Garrett said he's undecided on the main, but he will be making a smoked peach cobbler. His cobblers are pretty good. Andrew says the Fighting Irish losing was crazy. There was a lot of movement. The polls will come out sometime while we're doing the show. They normally come out. The first one comes out about 1:15, 1:30. And then the second one comes out a little bit later. I expect us to be somewhere between 15 and 18. I don't know. What do y'all you know what? Let's ask that. Remind me to ask that question after we get done with this first part. Shawn, what about you? What did you see that you liked yesterday?
What I saw is that the running game is legit. Like what we saw in the first game is basically what we got in the second game.
It was confirmed, yeah.
And you got at least 5 backs that you can depend on at any time, and they all have different styles of running. I like that too. You don't just have all the same back. You got Keywan Brown, more of a power back. You got Isaac Brown, who's a hybrid. Can bring a little bit of power, bring a lot of speed. You've got Maurice Turner, more of a speed back. That's awesome. The passing game stayed pretty much about the same. You still got your big plays. Chris Bell showing that he is probably going to be, him and Ja'Cory Brooks, because Ja'Cory Brooks had a lot of catches yesterday that were tough catches on third down, things like that. He was the kind of go-to guy for Shuck. So you can kind of see that. Tight end showing up again in the offense. So that was the thing I like, the offense in general. Defense, that was something I noticed, is that it's something that's been a problem with U of L's defenses for a while, and that is any mobile quarterback we have trouble with. It doesn't matter who the coach is. It happened with Charlie Strong. It happened with Bobby Petrino. It happened with all these coaches. I don't know why that is. And also the hurry-up offense. We've had trouble with that with all our coaches.
Breaking news, the new top 25 poll is out for the USA Today. The Cardinals come in. They jump up 3 spots to 21. I really feel like with all the losses yesterday that should have been a bigger jump.
Did Notre Dame drop out, or are they still in?
Notre Dame fell 12 spots to number 19.
That's ridiculous. That's freaking.
From number 5, you're not going to drop out.
But
for
you
one
lose
loss.
to an unranked.
Doesn't matter.
Well, they're ranked. They're ranked now.
Yeah.
Of course. So because it's Notre Dame, they get ranked.
No, Northern
Notre
Illinois
Dame.
was receiving votes before that game.
Sorry, I said they were. I said they were ranked. They are 26, 27, 28, 29, 30th.
I think they only had a couple going into that game, but I don't think I've ever in college football seen anybody drop out of the top 25 that was ranked in the top 25 just because they lost a unranked team. And Northern Illinois is not like
Florida State did.
Jacksonville State.
Florida State fell out last week after losing to an unranked team.
But they lost twice.
They lost twice though before they.
Yeah,
Right.
The only way I could see Notre Dame dropping out of the top 25 is if they got completely
smoked.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Shawn. Go ahead.
That's okay. Yeah. So just defenses always had problems with that. So it didn't really concern me. What I did like is with Samson, they made adjustments in the second half, and they really didn't get anything going at all, which was nice to see that the defense adjusted and were able to stop them from scoring again. So.
Joey, what about you?
They won.
Okay.
Now I'm still waiting for the defense to really, we didn't get hardly any pressure from the defensive line. Waiting for that to kind of pick up a little bit. I think even on our secondary, they got beat. Not like obviously not deep, but they got beat a couple times where it was just like I don't know if they were just out of sync or what, but it's still 2 games in. They'll get that together, but is as long as we keep people healthy, like our receiving core and our our running back room, like that's legit, dude. Like tight end, like everything on the offense, like skill positions, quarterback. I mean, I still feel like we're in good shape, even if we have to go to a second string with the weapons that we do have. I feel like we could rush for 300 yards a game almost every game if we wanted to.
Yeah, I think I know Jaden Thompson. He was hurt a little bit. I think something with his back, and I think Coach Braun mentioned they held out Cheney because he had somewhat of a high ankle sprain. He was kind of like bruised up a little
Cheney
bit.
played?
Yeah, no, they held him back. He didn't play.
Yeah,
much.
he didn't play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
he reminds me of Frank Gore.
He does.
Frank Gore. I was trying to think yesterday who it was, and it just hit me a minute ago.
That Miami style running back.
Yeah. Well, just like the side, like his build, and honestly, kind of his facial look, like he kind of looks a little bit like Frank Gore.
We had a really good interview with him on the Louisville live stream. Go to cardinalsportzone.com. Check that out. Cheap plug. But one of my favorite ones that we did this year, and just a reminder to you all, that is the USA Today poll. In the AP poll, we were already 22nd. So that's the one I anticipate, because I believe Iowa was 21st in that poll. Let me just pull it up while we're talking about it. Iowa was 21st in that poll. That poll is the one that comes out closer to 2:00. So we may or may not still be on. But yeah, Iowa was 21st, Arizona was 20, Kansas was 19, LSU 18. So Kansas State 17. So I can see us jumping into the top 20.
It was nice to see Iowa, returning back to what we know Iowa football to be, which is a sucky offense.
Poop. Yeah. Because I know Kansas State lost yesterday.
No, I don't think they did. I think they pulled it out.
Shawn, what that? No, just kidding. Let's go to the chat line real quick. We've neglected that a little bit. Andrew says fighting. Oh no, we got that one. Ransdale family, happy Sunday, y'all. Babu, our guy Babu. Cards win, blank lose, and Sat once again blowing a fourth quarter lead.
Yep.
Yesterday was a good day.
Did that really happen though?
Joshua wants to know where did Tech fall in the poll?
Yeah, Pittsburgh came back and beat them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they were down big in the fourth quarter.
27-7 or 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat them by one.
Let's go back in here and check that out, because
Shatterfield.
Oh yeah, he really shot the bed that time.
Oh yeah, Shat.
You would figure somebody that likes to run the ball would be able to figure out how to milk the clock in the fourth quarter, but I guess not.
If I know you're running,
went terribly wrong right there.
But if I know you're trying to run, I can just zero blitz straight through.
So Boston College, no, you asked Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is not even receiving votes anymore. Let me double check and read. Yes.
They almost come back and pulled it off too, because they had to score, then they recovered an onside kick, scored again, and then it went south from there.
Oh, okay. So Kansas did lose. So that's in the other poll. That's three teams right ahead of us.
Kansas State
that lost. Did Kansas State lose?
No, they won. 34-27.
Okay, but they were down to who were they down to? They don't
Tulane.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right.
Then Alabama turned it on.
Oh, did they?
At the end, oh yeah. They scored I think 3 touchdowns in 2 minutes.
In this poll, Memphis is 25th, Nebraska 24th, Iowa State 23rd, Washington 22nd, Louisville 21st, Clemson 20, Notre Dame 19, Arizona 18. So not much. But in that other poll, there's 2 or 3 we can jump up. So maybe 19th in the other poll. We'll keep you up to date on that if that pops off while we are doing
NC State got destroyed.
The show. Yeah, what a horrible money line Maben pick. He said he picked NC State, but he also picked Kentucky to cover against South Carolina. So shout out.
If anybody bet on UAB beating the spread, they won some money.
What did
they were a 31.5 point underdog. They didn't lose by 31.5 points.
Northern Illinois was a 28-point underdog.
Yeah, so if you'd have had Northern Illinois and it was UAB, right? Yeah.
So Josh, Georgia Tech fell on their butt. That's where they fell. Dennis says, nice crop of running backs. Does U of L settle in on 2 or 3 main dudes? And if so, who do you think is out? I don't. If you listen, which you can catch the press conference at cardinalsportzone.com. If you listen to his press conference, he said that his last time here, or maybe it wasn't his last time here, but the year that Michael Bush broke his leg, we had 5 NFL running backs, interception Steelers. Let's go. 5 NFL running backs. I do not recall, Sam, you could probably speak on this more, but he talked about that last night at the press conference.
Yeah, he said I think it was his first time here. They had about 4 or 5 NFL caliber running backs on the roster. So that kind of helped when Michael Bush went down. They were able to plug and play, and they were able to, as a collective, make up for the loss. So he foresees him still using those 3 to 4 running backs, just trying to keep them healthy for a long season. And as well, we just talked about it. Chaney went down a little bit in the first half, I think, with the high ankle. So he was able to go ahead and play those other backs and try to just keep them fresh.
The thing I like about it is you can really start off drive 1 with 1 running back, and then drive 2 another running back, and
you
just
keep defense off back.
Yeah,
they said they bring different
because it's different styles. So like that's hard for a defense like every drive to have to change their scheme or their game plan every drive. You could just keep of course you may not run them every single play. You bring somebody in here and there, but just running them down the field, like,
could you imagine having to deal with Chaney and Keywan Brown for the first few series, and all of a sudden your defense is starting to get tired, and then all of a sudden you got Isaac Brown and Duke Watson in the third and fourth quarter.
You ain't even said Mo Turner?
No, I haven't. So I'm just saying, like, because he starts. So you have those 3 right there, those somewhat of a bruises in that first set of downs, drives, and quarters. And then in the fourth quarter, third quarter, when defenses usually start to wear down, you have the speedsters come in there, and that's it.
I hate to say this because this guy's kind of one of my dudes, but I think we can kind of see why Penny Boone transferred now.
Yeah.
The law offices of Brown, Turner, and Quick. No, not Quick. Brown, and Burnham Fast. It's crazy. And to think, like, we normally have a power running back and a fast running back and a third down running back. Like, who would you even put? Who would, if you did have to whittle it down? Great question, by the way, Dennis. If you did have to whittle it down, Chaney's your power running back.
I think Chaney and Brown. Keywan. Chaney and Keywan Brown.
Keywan's
I would give Chaney the slight edge because a few times yesterday, the freshman missed some pass protection blocks, and the plays was there, but they missed the block, so Shuck didn't have enough time. So for that reason alone, I would put Chaney above the freshman in terms of power back.
Shuck are y'all talking? No. But no, he and Chaney, honestly, I think if I was drafting, he would be my third down back. I would put the freshman Brown. What's his first? Isaac. I put Isaac Brown as my power back. I would put Keywan as my speed back.
No, it's the other way.
Yeah. Thanks. I don't know, man, because Isaac is quick, man. He's small. He shoots off and bursts. The first week he had, I think his average was like 26 yards a rush. Now it was down tremendously this past game because he got more rushes, but regardless, it's nice to have the problem that you don't know who you would put at what position there. And oh, by the way, you've got 2 more backs, which we have had in prior years because we had guys like Cooley that transferred away. Who was Mo Turner's that came in with Mo Turner that was our running back? He was a fan favorite here. He just transferred away, I think.
Barkley?
Who?
What's his name?
No.
Well, we'll think about it.
There was Hassan Hall, Travion Cooley.
Hassan Hall.
Yeah, that's not who I'm thinking of, though.
Yeah, he was a fan favorite.
This kid got hurt during the season and then transferred after the season.
Was it Mitchell?
Mitchell.
Oh, Jalen Mitchell.
Jalen Mitchell, the Jammer. I knew he had a nickname. I was trying to think of his nickname. His Twitter name was like Jam 5 or something like that. But anyway, so we've had this problem in the past. Man, could you? I wish Hassan and Travion would have both stayed, but You know, it is what it is. But that's a good problem to have. Now let's get to the next part. And yeah, we're still in the first half of the podcast. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all know how we get on a Sunday. We get lit in here. Is anybody, and Wes, I know I've not asked you yet, so let me ask you. I apologize. What were some things that you liked about yesterday?
Of course, pretty much like everybody said, the defensive shutout in the second half. And just overall seeing how guys step up on the offense, like really seeing like that 50-yarder to Katorius Hicks. We've been waiting to see that. We've been waiting to see him get a big playoff. Just seeing how Shuck throws the ball. Everybody making plays and everybody stepping up, because the way everybody was panicking about Lacey being gone, just seeing how guys have handled that, and we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be perfectly fine.
The thing I like, and I won't get to it because y'all have already said pretty much everything. The thing I enjoyed about yesterday was the same thing I enjoyed the first week. The one thing we spotlighted the first week was the amount of laser focused pinpoint passes from Shuck to his players. And he did it again yesterday, whether we're talking about the long bomb to Hicks or the long bomb to Bell or the needle, the thread through the needle throw to Redmond. It was just like, I love not having to, and Garrett brings up that point on the chat line here in a second. Let's go ahead and read a couple of those. Josh says, I think our offense will be better once Lacey comes back. I think our offense is just fine the way it is. I mean, I want Lacey to come back. Don't get me wrong. We got targets, man. Bell, Brooks, just to name a couple. Thompson. I mean, we got targets. Babu says 502 Circle's going to have to dig deep in the pockets to keep Brown, and Watson here multiple years. I don't disagree. Garrett, with the point I was making, how nice was it to see deep throws to the receiver without the receiver having to slow down? Facts. Dennis says, I love the uncertainty. And I mean that. All these guys look like they can play now, spread the wealth, keep them happy, or does that make someone mad and they bail next year? I don't know. You just never know.
Depends on how far we go.
Absolutely.
I think, you know, if we're successful on the season, I think we, you know,
that breeds happiness amongst the players. Absolutely.
I mean, look at that. I mean, I'm not comparing this to Alabama or anything like that, but look at how many players that they have that are
just
that level. They just, you know, that's what we're trying to build towards. So if we can, we're building that foundation now. Those guys are going to be like, all right, we just need 1 or 2 seasons playing, you know, starting getting time at Louisville, and we can get to the next level.
And it keeps your body fresh because running backs take so much hit.
Well, they have like a 3.1 year shelf life in the NFL. So.
Yeah.
So Joey just said we're going to be the same as Alabama. That's what I heard.
Eventually. I mean, that's the goal, right?
We do have one of their players, and we beat a team from the state of Alabama yesterday. I mean, does that count?
That's the goal, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
So one thing I did see that I loved was after the 51-yard catch by Katorius Hicks, the very next play, Shuck went to him again. It wasn't open, but he went to him again. So that let me know, like, hey, once he realizes that people can make plays, he's going to try to find them. So I love that. But how do you take a second to like wait? I think it was either Bell. I think Bell was wide open, about 7-8 yards away from Hicks, and he probably could have scored. But I love the mentality that, hey, if my players can make plays, I'm gonna find a way to get in the ball, because he obviously does that with Brooks and Bell, and now he's starting to do it with the tight end too. So
you know, jumping off that point, what I like is also they were ready with a play just in case there was a chance they tried to review it. They were immediately ready to snap that ball, so there's no chance they could review it.
But hey, that
is the confidence. I think what Sam is saying, the confidence that Shuck installs in the players by rewarding them for their previous plays is something we didn't necessarily have last year, or maybe with Malik either. I'm not trying to bring up that's first down. Bring up an old player and open up old wounds, but that's something we haven't necessarily had at that position. So it's good to see things like that.
But that throw to Hicks was absolutely crazy.
It was bananas.
Over two defenders right in the like right there in the bucket.
So which one was better, the throw or the catch?
The throw, because the catch, I mean, honestly, the catch was easy for him.
Yeah,
Look,
because
Shawn can't catch anything. He could
It's
have
right
caught
there.
that.
You know what I mean? Like, that's literally your job, is just to catch a ball.
Uneffing believable.
Through the air.
Stop yelling, Shawn.
But a lot of times too, when receivers play, they see those two defenders and those arms flying, and they kind of lose track of the ball.
Yeah.
But like it was
Not the good
it was
ones.
right there. Not the great. Yeah,
He was actually being pass interfered with too. The guy actually wrapped him
Right.
up.
Hey, not old Hands of Stone Tony that y'all had last year.
hey,
we
Speaking
don't have it anymore.
I know. He had a case of the yips.
Shout out to Shawn's sister Lindsay tuning in to watch.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, J-Mo in the building, Brady and a bunch of it just says there's a bunch of others watching. If y'all can't switch over to YouTube and watch us. That helps us out with sponsors. Not that we need any more sponsors at the moment. We won't turn them down, but that helps us out more analytics wise with sponsors and stuff. We appreciate it. Josh says, where do you all see JoJo Stone and McClain getting involved in our offense? Sam, I'll leave that one to you because you're the one that covers the football team and is there for all the pressers and good stuff.
So the hard part is how patient do they want to be? I know McLean kind of but he redshirted last year. This could be a redshirt year for JoJo. So we have so much players, and you look at it. Brooks and Thompson are definitely gone after this year. So it all depends on how they're developing, if they trust and believe in what the coaching staff is working on with them. I could see them, especially JoJo, staying one more year. But wide receivers are divas for a reason. They want to be on the field. They want to make plays.
That's fair.
So, and if they feel like they can't crack that depth chart, you could see them moving on. But what I do love about Coach Brom and the staff is he rotates his receivers in. He gets them on the field. It's just up to you to make the plays.
The other thing to that is the transfer portal, right?
Yeah.
You know, because the last couple of years, I mean, we got Brooks and Colin Lacey.
I forgot about Lacey.
Yeah, he's not even, we don't even have him yet. So that's
where did he play at South Alabama?
Colin Lacey is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But also like last year, Jamari Thrash, like we're picking up these, good receivers from the transfer portal. So you got to figure every year we're probably going to get one person added to that.
Yeah.
So, it's just them putting in the work though. I mean, with Brom, if you put the work in, you're gonna see the field. So
Boykins was on the field too. I thought he was gonna get the touchdown pass, but they gave it to I think it was the fullback or the tight end. But he had his option. It could have went to tight end or to Shawn. But hey, so he gets his plays on the field. So it's just up to you to make the plays.
So the last touchdown of the game was Duke Watson. He broke away to score that last touchdown of the game. Before that, it was Redmond that scored the touchdown. Maybe that's where that happened. Babu says, am I wrong that I'm least impressed by Mo Turner out of all 5 backs, and he is the starter? Don't like that he kind of stands back there too long waiting for a hole to open. I don't know if we can never tell you your opinions or thoughts are wrong. For me, being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I watched Le'Veon Bell do that same type of thing. It worked for him. Patience sometimes. Well, definitely not sometimes. Patience is a virtue when it comes to football. You got to wait. Sometimes you got to wait for the holes. Shawn knows that. So yeah, I mean, I would never tell you that you're wrong for feeling that way. I would just say, open your mind up a little bit and see why is he waiting? Is he successful when he waits? I don't know.
I wouldn't say I'm disappointed or underwhelmed with anybody. I'm just more shocked, not necessarily shocked, but you know what I'm saying? Like
impressed
by the other guys, because we didn't really know what we were getting in Isaac Brown. We didn't really know what we were getting, from the other guys, coming in. We know what we got with Turner. You can just be pleasantly surprised with everybody else and not have to be underwhelmed or disappointed with with the other person.
And Turner is one of those backs that strikes me as one of those guys that he gets better as the game goes along.
Mm-hmm.
So these first 2 weeks, he really hasn't been getting a lot of snaps because it is, for lack of a better word, inferior opponents. So once you start to get into the meat of that ACC schedule, I'm pretty sure you'll see why, because there's a reason why he starts.
Yeah, and you know, the first couple weeks, you know, they've got red shirts. You can play 4 games.
Yes.
So this is where you see what you kind of got with some of the younger guys, to see what you got going down the line, you know, things like that. Kind of like in basketball, you know, during the season they play so many players, and then they, you know, gets playoff time, they tighten the rotation up, right?
Yeah.
That'll happen. I mean, we're not going to hand the ball off probably to 5-6 running backs every game. It'll get down to probably 3 that are getting the majority of the touches. So yeah.
Andrew says, I think we're all just so impressed by the Browns is all it is. Turner is really good. Yeah, I think Turner is really good. Anybody on the panel, I'm going to ask this question. I'm not going to ask everybody because then it gets to be a little bit redundant. We're already 43 minutes into the show. Appreciate y'all tuning in and watching us on this Sunday. Quick question for the people in the chat, and y'all can answer this during the show. I don't remember what we did last year, but during the NFL season, we switched our time on Sunday. I don't remember what time it was. Do you all mind the 1 o'clock shows on Sunday? Let us know in the text. I'm fine with whatever y'all want to do. It is what it is. But to ask this question to everybody, is anybody concerned about our ability to defend the running quarterback, or were we so lackluster against it yesterday because we were not trying to show too much defensively? Sam?
So, like TJ Quinn said in the press conference, running quarterbacks, teams that have a running quarterback, they usually have an advantage because they have an extra hat in the box, and that's something that happens. It's something that it's hard to scheme against, because now if you go ahead and create a QB spy, you kind of take one player out of your defense, so to speak. We shouldn't have a real issue going forward. I mean, we do have Hayes Canes coming up at Georgia Tech who can run the ball, but I don't see that being an issue. It's just like they got better in the second half once they made their adjustments. So going forward, now you have a week to prepare for, 2 weeks in Georgia Tech's case, to prepare for a running quarterback, prepare for all the window dressing and the motion shifts and things like that. So no, it doesn't concern me until it concerns me.
Okay. Fair enough.
So no, not an issue at all. We have the talent, we have the speed, and we have the experience. So no.
Anybody it does concern? Wes, Shawn, Joey?
Not enough for us to lose a game. I mean, like, do I think that Castellanos or whatever his name is
that's
can
the
get
one
100 yards rushing on us? Yeah, but am I worried that that's going to beat us? No. I don't. I mean, because I don't think he has the arm to beat us in the air. You know, with Quincy and those guys back there, I'm not. That doesn't concern me. Even though I kind of, like I said, either Georgia Tech or BC, if we lose a game, that's who we'll lose to. But
the Miami game's the one concern, because Cam Ward can run and he can pass.
Yeah,
and that concern, and he can pass off the run, so he's not looking to run; he's looking to pass.
That's very true. But we own Miami here at home, pretty much.
True, but
I'm not worried about Miami. Sam probably is, but you know.
Well, I'm just glad he'll be able to watch his favorite team in person this year, right here at L&N.
Are you my favorite team in person almost like, every no?
Are you going like this?
You've never seen me.
No, he's going to do like this, so you roof
I was throwing my L's up, y'all just didn't see it.
He'll leave a little gap in between the thumbs just so.
Shawn, a little gap. Never mind. Fabian says going to need Turner speed. The season just got started. Let the kid get adjusted. I agree with that as well. We got a field goal fest going on here in Atlanta, people. It is 6-3 Steelers over the Falcons.
I hate that new kickoff.
I do too.
You know, I wanted to ask you that when we got done with the intro. Like, what's your feeling?
It's stupid. I didn't even know there was anything different. And then when we were starting the show, it was like enhanced kicking rules. I'm like, almost like it was a video game. And I'm like, no, I don't like that.
When I watched the first game of the season, I was like,
well, they said because they did it for a couple reasons. Player safety, right? Too many like super big collisions
happen,
but also it was taken like the way it was before. It was taking the kickoff out of the game because there were only like 20% of kickoffs being returned. So it was almost to the point where you either get rid of the kickoff or you do. I mean, basically, on the McAfee show, Goodell, he was on there and he even said that. He was like, it was to the point where he told everybody either figure a way out to revamp it or we're going to get rid of it. So in NFL, there's a lot of guys, they're kickoff return specialists, you know, like that's the only reason they make a roster.
Yeah.
So you're going to, you know, naturally, and I think the Steelers special teams coach was one of them that there's like 6 special teams coaches that got together and came up with this. I mean, it's good that it's still there, but
I could also
I hate it.
I do too. I could also see if you get someone like a real speedster back there and there's 1 or 2 holes that open up, there could be a lot more kick returns because
that's what they were trying to do.
They're right there. So once you pass that initial line of defense, it's over with.
And you got about a 15, 20 yard running head start because I don't think they can start moving until you catch the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even completely understand the rules just yet. But I'll be honest with you, a lot of people just don't like change. I remember a lot of people hated the 2-point conversion change back, and that was I think in the late 90s when they installed that into the game. So who knows? Corey Carson says, "Here we go, Steelers." Absolutely. For us, look, let's talk. We've talked a whole lot. We'll talk about in the next segment what needs to improve, and I'll give our little short answer to that. But first, we need to talk about our sponsor, Shoot 360, a premier state-of-the-art basketball training facility with highly skilled trainers. Peyton Siva is one of the owners. Call 515-6556 to sign up. Great value all around. If you go to shoot360.com, you can pre-register for a free workout. And let me pull up. I did that the other day. Where is it at? They have preseason academies going on, elementary through high school, Tuesdays and Thursdays in September and October. Led by high school coaches Jalen Maxey, Josh Leslie. Sign up now. Prepare for your school tryouts at Shoot 360. Members get a $100 discount. It's 12 sessions for $300. Shoot360.com/Louisville. Check it out. Great value, great deal. Cherry Picking, a hoops-themed cold-pressed juice and smoothie bar inspiring you to take what's good. It is conveniently located at 828 East Main Street behind the local Seltzery. Tell them Cardinal Sports Zone sent you for 15% off of your total order. Plus, the Smiths are cool people. Love them. Mom Smith's up there all the time. Sydney, Nolan. Go visit them. Oh, Nolan won't be up there much longer. Leave it at that. Fitness Market, Chris and Sarah, 882-2694 for the top of the line equipment, exercise equipment in the area. You can do no wrong going to Fitness Market. As I've said many times before, I have a basement full of their stuff. I'm a big boy. I assume that maybe with me being a bigger dude that the equipment might not stand up that well. It does, and it's amazing stuff, and it's a good price. They can work with you. If you don't have the cash for it, they can do financing. Tell them you heard all of our sponsors. Tell them you heard about them from us. It helps us out a lot. 882-2694. Four Pegs, 1053 Goss Avenue. Our guy Chris Williams serves up weekly specials such as Wings Day and Thribs Days on Wings Day, which is Wednesday. $20 all you can eat jumbo smoked wings and $1.25 per jumbo smoked wing all day long. Come and get the best wings in town for the best deal in town. And on Thursdays, it's the Ribs Days. Come and get the best ribs in the Ville for just $25. All you can eat are $2 a bone. Giggity all day long. My favorite go-to there is it's got to be the brisket, grilled brisket and cheese sandwich, the grilled cheese with the brisket in it. They also have this white cheddar Parmesan mac and cheese that I pair with it. And then they have these dipping fries that are, you dip it in the cheese. It's just amazing. Like you literally have to use a whole cheat meal for it. Or if you're somebody that likes to walk to Four Pegs and back home like Wes, You don't have to use a cheat meal for it because you can eat it at the restaurant and walk it off on the way home.
And he's 140 pounds.
And Wes weighs 112 pounds soaking wet. But Wes, you went to Four Pegs this past.
250. Get it right.
Oh, my bad. 115, he said. Wes, you just went to Four Pegs this past week. What did you get? Okay, Wes is holding his own private show in his room while we're talking. Okay. All right, let's talk about
No, sorry.
No, you're good.
Camera like usual.
No, I know. So what did you have at Four Pegs when you went this past week?
Grilled cheese and the mac and cheese. Hold on.
This 9 to 5 ain't working. Why the heck is he working so hard?
Nah, but brisket grilled cheese with the mac and cheese. I went back last night, actually. Me and my brother did.
It's fire, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fire. And we'll get to the chat line here in a second. We see people getting on West in the chat line. So we will for sure read that in a second. The Collision Course Crew Tailgaters, almost they are behind the El Nepal. They're on Crittenden Drive, 2745 Crittenden Drive to be exact. Shout out to Bill, Garrett, Rhino, Craig, Kevin, and the one Kentucky fan that dresses up as a Louisville fan, Doc, and the crew. Corrito will be there forever. We appreciate them sponsoring the show. Shout out to Rick Cooper and Glow Brands and Planet Fitness for sponsoring the polos that our fine employees will be wearing in public and on the show. Once we get them all back, a couple of them come back. We will be representing with style for you all. That's the only thing we know. Mom's Kelly in the building. Called that. Look, Shawn called. We all called the interception by Quentin, but by Quincy. But Shawn called it on the air. So,
and this is actually a compliment. But was that really a reach of a guess? That
no, because he should have one every game.
You know what I mean?
You know that's Shawn though. Shawn the safe pick.
The safe pick.
I think we'll kick the ball off at some point. Well,
yeah, of course.
Dummy, yeah. Appreciate you joining us though.
But he went and got that one though, because I thought it was going out of bounds. He broke off the guy and he went straight for it.
Broke him off.
Broke off.
Okay, Garrett says Doc has converted. He no longer identifies as a Kentucky fan.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so I will shout him out from now on. I'll probably forget on purpose this next time, but whatever.
I'll probably call him CC, Closet Cat.
Closet Cat. We don't love them. Never mind.
They just gave us that first name.
Rally House, Lisa, D, Rico, Amanda, and the crew go up there. They are Louisville local products there. They have not only the national stuff, but they've got a lot of the stuff that if you have Etsy shops or if you just do stuff from your home, they will sell your stuff in their store. You just have to go up there, work out a deal with them. It's a unique concept. And one of the reasons I wanted to partner with them is because I really believe in them, and they got good stuff up there too. So make sure working on getting a discount for the podcasters here. So that's in the works, but go up there, check them out. They've got good stuff. They got big and tall up there. So for people like me and Joey, the big and the tall, it's hard to find stuff for us. So we appreciate that. Last but not least, sponsor wise, Mossy Oak. If you are in the market to buy or sell farms, land, recreational or residential areas in the state of Kentucky, let Paul or one of his team of professionals at Mossy Oak and Hart Realty help you with your buying and selling needs. Call Paul at 270-537-4422 or email him at pthomas@mossyoakproperties.com. Mossy Oak, we know land. All right, let's get these text lines caught up. Babu says, speaking of the kicking game, I love the attempt from 60, but you can't turn around and miss a 28-yard field goal. That's the stuff he was doing last year.
Announcers jinxed him.
That was an announcer's jinx. Garrett says his most memorable moment was Wes showing up late to the tailgate. I'll wait. So Garrett's moment was Wes showing up late to the tailgate. Missed out on some delicious smoked pulled pork with a delicious Alabama white sauce on the side. Not to mention the maple bacon white chocolate bread pudding.
Because I had to wait on my daughter to get here because she had choir practice, and that made us late.
Oh. Yeah, blame it on your daughter. That's a great dad thing to do.
Great job, Dad.
I don't blame it on Dad.
That's why you have kids.
I don't blame it on my daughter. I blame it on my
Built-in
mom.
excuse, right?
Yeah, that's why you have kids, for them to do.
He said he
do
doesn't
stuff
blame it on his daughter. He blames it on his daughter's mom. So that's a different can of worms. We're not going to open on this show.
No.
But Mom's Kelly's laughing. Anthony wants to know what's Kentucky ranked. Sewer, I believe. Let's talk about this real quick before we go to our recruiting
you
section.
said the K word.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Let's ask this question. I teased this before we started our sponsor shout out. What needs to improve? Wes, as long as you're not parenting at the moment, can you tell us what you think needs to improve going forward? We're through the first 2 games of the season. Still not a large sample size, not a very large talent that we played at talented rosters we played against yet. As far as you can see, what do you think needs to be tightened up for Georgia Tech?
We definitely need to improve in pass protection. Run protection has been great for the most part. But that, and with the defense, just overall, not allowing defense to really get pressure and hit Shuck, we need to do it. That's why I said pass protection in general, because Shuck has taken like 2 hits in the last 2 games that have kind of decked him. But he got up. He's fine. But yeah, that, and then the defense not letting those passes in the heart of the field happen, because outside of the quarterback running yesterday, they were hitting us with some they had some wide open looks that I didn't like in the first half.
Absolutely. Look, Mom's Kelly says, don't do Wes like that. Okay. Look, we got to pick on Wes because he's the only one that ever does the show and then does other stuff while he's doing the show. Like,
this is fair.
Well, okay. But I'm talking about regular. Higgy
Right.
There's nothing regular about Higgy.
His eating habits.
He's driving somewhere right now.
He's
Promise you
going
that.
to get a meal right now.
He's going to get 3 banana pudding milkshakes from Chick-fil-A, not knowing that they're closed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not today.
He's still there.
He's first in line for Monday morning,
He's
right?
first in line
Camping
for
out.
Monday morning.
Camping out.
Fabian says Georgia Tech had 1 job. Yeah, they did. They lost it.
Syracuse is actually maybe decent this year.
I don't know. I just think teams like SMU and Georgia Tech were overhyped, and
Yeah.
maybe Florida State too.
Yes.
But Florida, here's the thing though: the difference between those 3 teams, Florida State will get it together going forward. Those other 2 teams
I don't know,
probably
man.
will not. Oh! Nice catch. Sorry for the play-by-play.
He's a beast, dude.
Think
He's
about
he's coming out to play this year.
they were able to block against FSU, but I was like, their defense is nothing for real. We're gonna destroy them.
What we need from our team going forward is I need to hear Thor Griffith's name called. I need to hear Ashton Gelati's name called. I need to hear Des Tell, Pure Year, and I can't think of the other guy's name. But anyway, we need to hear our defensive line's name called more, getting in the backfield, getting sacks, getting hurries, getting knockdowns, pressures. And that's the biggest thing I've seen so far is I had a huge expectation of our defensive line going into the season. And again, they're not, probably showing everything right now, but that's kind of time. These first 2 games were kind of the time for some of those guys to pad their stats a little bit, right? Get some sacks, get some tackles for loss going in, but I think that's what I want to see more of.
Great point by Mom's Kelly. This game yesterday, they were holding our D line so much and not calling anything. And NC State, as she said, is another one that was overhyped to start off the season as well.
It's looking like most of the ACC.
I don't know, because I hate the notion that just because of team, and we went back and forth about this in the group chat yesterday. Somebody said, well, Notre Dame and Georgia Tech lost, so that makes our schedule easier. And somebody on LSL the other night, I don't remember who it was, and I'm not throwing shots fired at all, but said Clemson losing made our schedule easy. I'm like, Clemson lost to Georgia.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it, these teams like
most teams run into Georgia and get beat.
Yeah, most teams lose a game accidentally or unexpectedly. So it is what it is. Garrett says concerning Georgia Tech, to quote a certain coach, they are who we thought they were. Babu says, I think the play calling of the first two games was very vanilla. Georgia Tech will be the first true test on how good we'll be. Agree 10,000,000% on that. I think even defensively, I think you saw our true defense in the first half of the game last week. I think we've been hiding and disguising stuff the last 3 quarters.
Yeah, especially last game. Go ahead, Wes.
The officiating was just terrible yesterday. Not to mention that dead ball on Amari Huggins-Bruce, which was bogus.
Yeah, he was not out of bounds. Like, what was the call? Because we didn't hear a call.
What are you talking about? The one that they on the sideline at the end zone
for Amari Huggins-Bruce
going into the end zone.
Yeah,
but that wasn't Amari Huggins-Bruce that
no.
that you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because that dude stepped out twice.
Yeah,
like midfield, Amari shed off a DB, like dropped him, and they called it. They whistled.
Yeah, he was gonna take off, and they called the play dead. And I was like, "What was the?" He wasn't out of bounds.
I missed.
I don't remember that play.
I don't know.
Yeah, I want to. Was it the third quarter, Wes? I want to say it was probably the second or third quarter. He shook someone off close to midfield, and he was taking off, and they stopped the play, and I was trying to. Like,
they didn't call anything.
No, we couldn't hear it.
Oh, you're talking about I know what play you're talking about because you remember too. You just didn't know it was Huggins-Bruce. It was a play that we were going this way, and he got hit initially. They blew but he bounced off of it and started to run, and they blew the.
Oh, so they blew it.
They blew it dead.
Oh yeah, his forward progress was stopped.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah,
and it was a good thing probably because I don't know if he would have been able. There was a guy there waiting.
He got away.
Yeah, but
he did get away.
Yeah,
but everybody had stopped because the whistle had blown.
Yeah. His, in all fairness, his forward.
I was trying to think of it. That
was stopped. Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, it is what it is.
Moms Kelly says Louisville ACC champions. I think Louisville at this moment, week 2, it's Louisville and Miami.
Yeah,
and everybody else.
Y'all wouldn't let me give my full season, like with the postseason prediction.
Well, no, we didn't want to put too many because we know a lot of the guys watch the show. We don't want to put too much pressure on them.
I mean, that doesn't mean I'm going to hate them if they don't do it.
Oh, I will. Win it or you all are dead to me. No, I'm just kidding. Shawn, what's your answer to that as far as stuff let me pull this. Don't do West like this anymore. I'll put your other comment up, Moms. What needs to be worked on?
To me, really, it would be piggybacking off what Wes said and what he said. Wes said protection, pass protection, blitz pickup especially, because we had a lot of trouble with blitz pickup. They confused our offensive line, confused our running back when he was supposed to pick it up. And defensively, I'd like to see the defensive line get more pressure themselves, like Joey said. But another thing is I'd like to see the linebackers tackle a little better because they had a little trouble yesterday tackling in the first half. They cleaned it up in the second half. But I like to see the linebackers do a better job of tackling once they do get past the defensive line. Other than that, it's just keep improving. That's it. Just keep improving from what they've done. Keep building on that.
I think I'll be able to give a more comprehensive breakdown of that after this next game. Again, I think with the I think after the game got me shook there for a second. I think after we see them against a real competitor like Georgia Tech, I'll be able to give a better answer. I'm going to turn heel on the Louisville football team right now. You all better win the ACC title. Moms Kelly says they need the pressure. Pressure makes diamonds. So you know what? If you all do not win the ACC championship, I'm going to be a Clemson fan.
Don't be
no, I'll be a Miami fan with Sam. We can go to.
Don't be like 3-2-1 Knowles where he said if
oh my God, and then deleted his account.
Didn't beat Boston College, he would eat
a cup of poop.
A cup of
out
poop
of the cup
with a spoon.
Listen, I'm only turning heel because Moms Kelly told me I needed to apply the pressure. Shawn, we'll explain that to you later.
The fourth seeded Louisville Cardinals.
Man,
listen, we're gonna have a first round bye in the college football playoff. Book that. Fabian says go Cards for sure. But no, I'll become a Miami fan with Sam. I don't think that's out of the question. And I only picked Clemson because I know that Quincy and Moms Kelly were Clemson fans before he.
The
No, he
trolling.
said that. Yeah, said that in the Paul Rogers did the pregame show at Roosters. I think is where they do it. Shout out to all the cars that weren't vandalized at Roosters the other night. But listen, they asked Quincy who his favorite team was growing up, and he said Clemson. It's the Cardinals now, but
Grew up in South Carolina.
yeah, like you're either a Gamecocks fan or you're a Clemson fan. And why out of those two, that's like saying if you grow up in this state, why would you be anything other than a Louisville fan? Because the other team has sucked butt.
I mean, if I grew up in South Carolina, I'm not a fan of the Cox, so I'm going to be I'd be a Clemson fan.
I'll be a Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get before we get thrown off the air. Let's get to the recruiting.
With the Gamecocks.
Yeah. We beat them, and Kentucky got slapped by them yesterday. It is what it is. I said the K word again. It's okay. I'm the host. I can do that.
South Carolina laid their hammer down.
Shawn, you're in charge.
Uneffing believable.
Thank you. You're the one that's supposed to be pressing the buttons.
What they did.
Yeah. Listen, we had. Where's the? Okay, here we go.
That's what happens when you play a full game.
Jesus Christ. Very fair. Dalton passed along to us 4-star forward London Jimison is supposed to visit this next weekend for men's basketball. Kansas and Alabama, however, are the other two teams in on him. Be tough to beat. Darian Peterson cut the cards out of his list. Louisville was in unofficially to watch Mikael Brown Jr. play. I think it's Mikael. Is it Mikael or Michael? I'm going to say Mikael until I hear it personally myself. Mikael Brown Jr. Shawn, you were saying that there's the kid from Jeffersonville,
Trey Singleton.
Trey
Everything's
Singleton.
looking pretty good with him.
Yeah, I think he's a lock at this point. So it is what it is as far as that's concerned. I'm going to go ahead and get to the rapid fire real quick, and then we'll go back to the chat line because we enjoy interacting with you all. Carson Cherry is off to a great start. She helped Louisville women's soccer to back-to-back wins over Evansville and UT Martin, scoring in 3 straight games. Currently leads the ACC in goals amongst defenders with 5. This is from Higgy, so I'm not really sure how a defender. Anyway, 5 goals. Anna DeBeer had 11 kills, hit .407 with 9 digs and 2 blocks to lead the number 4th ranked U of L volleyball team to a 25-20, 25-21, 25-18 win over Missouri. They also beat Northern Kentucky, or they played Northern Kentucky today. They beat Missouri Saturday afternoon in Highland Heights, Kentucky. They lost their first game of the season to Penn State, however, earlier in the week. Hard to play at Penn State. It's one of those at Penn State, at Wisconsin, at Nebraska, just hard venues volleyball-wise to perform in. The 15th ranked U of L men's soccer team suffered its first loss of the season on Friday night, losing 2-1 to Notre Dame at home at Mark and Cindy Lynn Stadium. And last but not least, Amy Junkford's goal with less than a minute left in the third quarter. Are there quarters? I thought it was period. In the third period, stood as the only goal of the game to lift number 15 Prince to a 1. And Higgy don't even put what sport this is. I think this is field hockey now.
I'm pretty
okay.
sure. It has to.
With less than a minute left in the third quarter, stood as the only goal of the game to lift number 15 Princeton. Why would you tell us the name of the player for Princeton? To a 1-0 win over Louisville in the 7th ranked Cardinals home opener Friday at Traeger Stadium. Higgy, thank you so much for making us laugh every single week. We appreciate it. Make sure you're supporting our photographers. As we are wrapping up the show, we want to tell y'all how much we appreciate y'all for joining us on this fine Sunday. Opening weekend NFL football Sunday at that. Boom. Shout out to all of our fine sponsors: Fitness Market, 4 Pegs, Collision Course Crew, Cherry Pick and Shoot 360, Mossy Oak, Planet Fitness, and Rally House. If you would like to sponsor the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, as I've said before many, many times, in that bottom left-hand corner that you can't see because I got Mom's Kelly's comment up. If you want to sponsor the podcast, shoot an email to me at my email address. Yes, I'm one of the last 2 people on earth with AOL, along with Mike Rutherford. It was good to hear him get back on the radio waves later this week too. Appreciate that guy so much. One of my mentors. Him and Crumb's Revenge Howie Lindsay, Blankenbaker, back when we first started the site and the show. Great wisdom. We surrounded ourselves with great people that helped us out tremendously. Boom! Fumble.
Our ball. TJ Watt.
TJ Watt. What's up? That's what's up. Sorry, but that's how you sponsor us. Social media, we're on YouTube. Just subscribe to us on YouTube at at Cardinal Sports Zone on the YouTube. You can find us on over 130 podcast avenues: Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, and iHeart. Hit subscribe, like, plus, love, stalk, or whatever it is Shawn does on Saturday nights. Hit that button. Make sure they get downloaded directly to your phone or computer. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, go back, check them all out. CardinalSportsZone.com, the place it all began. Go to the podcast drop-down menu, hit CSZ Podcast for our new stuff, or hit Live 55 for some of our old stuff. Check out our exclusives at CSZ, CardinalSportsZone.com. Dalton, Sam, Shawn, Blake, Ben. I mean, we have some of the best exclusives writers in the city. I guess we didn't get the strip fumble.
No, they called him offsides.
Boo. Well, I couldn't. I was hosting the show. I didn't see it. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the show, go back, check them all out. Shout out to everybody out there sharing the podcast. We appreciate and love you guys. Shout out to our guys, Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage, doing the Lord's work Monday through Friday from 10 to noon on ESPN 93.9 The Ville. If you can, make sure you donate to the 502 Circle. They have monthly subscriptions for as low as $25 a month, or you can do one-time donations if you can't afford a monthly. And a lot of people take that negatively when you say if you can't afford. That's not a negative connotation. That's just saying some people can't fit it in their budget. Lord knows there was a time when I couldn't fit it in my budget. So give to the collective. We'll keep getting these big players, big-time results. Stay tuned to our social media and subscribe to us on YouTube or Facebook to be alerted anytime we go live. We do prefer YouTube. If you all want us to shout anybody out during the Sunday show, go to our Twitter. Tweet us, include CSZ shout out. On social media, where can people find you all? Sam, we'll go with you first.
Baseboy124.
Shawn.
At Elville, Shawn.
Joey.
Joe Wallman 526.
Wes.
West Keys _CSZ.
I'm at Jeremy _CSZ. Cardinals check in at number 19 in the new AP poll.
Yeah, buddy.
No, Shawn hasn't got a woman yet, James. That's an unfair question to ask when you know the answer. Last words. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I thought of this earlier. I want to help out Shawn. And in process, maybe we can help Joey out too. I think we're going to get a phone number established for hashtag Get Shawn a Date. So when you call it, it's going to say, if you are a 6 or higher, press 1 for Joey. If you are a 4 or lower, press 2 for Shawn. If you're in between, call Sam because it is what it is. I'm just saying, or Wes. Maybe I should have said Wes.
Whoa. Hold on.
It's cuffing season. It's time to snuggle up, bro. I'm just saying, I want everybody to get a piece of the pie. No, I don't want to get trademarked. I'm sorry. Stay tuned to our social media this week for news. Dalton's got a new show about to drop. I think he's going to start dropping it either on Friday or Saturday mornings. We will announce that this week, getting that finalized. This week coming up is bye week, so we will only have one show. That will be Friday night at 10:05. We will bring you all the week's news. We'll recap what we can for the week. It won't be a very long show, but we will be there as long as you all want to talk Friday night. And for the love of God, how can you drop Shabuzi out of the top 20 and put Jelly Roll in there 2 or 3 times? Keep obesity out of the top 20. That's all I'm saying. And I'm a fat guy, so I can say that. That's just like there's certain things that Sam and Wes can say, certain things that Shawn can say about virgins, and I can talk about Jelly Roll because I don't appreciate him representing for us like that. Hashtag Get Shawn a Date. Hashtag Get Shabuzi back into the top 20. And if you all think he's a one-hit one, I know I said this a couple weeks ago. Get on YouTube, check out his catalog. this dude. How do the kids say it? This dude slaps on just about everything he does. I could create a whole playlist off of his stuff. Let's see. James is laughing on Shawn getting a woman. Garrett says, shout out to Aaron Williams' dad and uncle of uncle of Terrence Edwards coming by the tailgate. That's pretty cool. Shout out to the homies back on the block. Appreciate y'all doing that. Coming by the tailgate. All right, last words. I've given more than I normally do in last words. Sam, what about your last words for the week?
Let's win the bye week. Let's get healthy. And one thing I love about the bye week coming at where it's at right now is the fact that Coach Brom and his staff get to go back to work with Tyler Shuck and create some more magic. So go Cards, win the bye week.
Absolutely. Should not be hard to do. Let's see. Sorry, I am trying to do two things at once. Shawn, you're next.
It was marking season to Ville. It was. Marked them again. So let's just other than that, just have a good bye week, everybody. Enjoy watching other games, maybe checking out who we're going to be playing in the future. See what we got to go up against, and hopefully the coaches are just doing what they do, and that's getting the adjustments, getting everybody, hopefully getting Colin Lacey healthy. I'm hoping that maybe they can come up with some miracle cure to get him on a field quicker.
What were we in the coaches poll?
21, I think it was.
Okay.
21.
Just making sure before I get this post ready for you to post after the show. Wes, your final words for today.
Much what Sam said. Let's go into the bye week, get healthy, fine-tune things, and get ready for Georgia Tech.
All right. I like it. And last but not least, Joey.
Maryland sucks. They're trash. Help control the pet population and get your pet spayed or neutered. Go Cards. Go Steelers. It's the best time of the year.
Sure is.
I don't know that I could have said it any better than that. Shawn, this is where you're supposed to hit the outro music. Look.
October, November.
Producer Shawn he used to be a really good producer. Now he just sits there and slobbers on the board. Look, we appreciate y'all as always.
I think his shirt's on inside out or backwards. No, it's just a V-neck.
Yep. Oh, it's a V-neck. Y'all remember that one time he come in with the Z-neck? It was funny. Look, we appreciate you guys. Again, thanks for all the support. We love you all. Until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast. Yeet. Yeet. Where's the ending? Yeet. Here we go.